Disney has had villains in their movies for a very long time. From movies as old as Snow White, Alice in Wonderland, and Peter Pan, main villains in a movie have been a thing for a while. These characters were always opposing our protagonists, trying to thwart their goals while also fulfilling their own selfish desires. If we take a look at the list of Disney villains from the Disney Fandom Wiki, it's a pretty long list that ends with Dragon the Cat from Toy Story 4. A cat is considered a villain. But Toy Story 4 came out 2019, 3 years ago, and Dragon is considered a minor villain in that movie. That means in the last 3 years, Disney hasn't released a movie with a main villain in it. We've had titles like Frozen 2, Onward, Soul, Luca, and Encanto, but you all know which movie I'm going to be talking about today. We're going to be covering Raya and why Raya, from her own name movie, should be considered on that list of Disney villains. Raya and the Last Dragon introduces us to the land of Kumandra. After the defeat of the Drune and the disappearance of the dragons, the land is split into 5 factions: Tail, Talon, Spine, Heart, and Fang. After Raya's father, Chief Benja, invites the other tribes to join them for a meal, Raya meets another dragon nerd from Fang, Namari. After a brief introduction, Namari shares a piece of Fang lore with Raya, as well as her Sisu pendant that she wore around her neck. After doing so, she's gained Raya's trust, and Raya decides to show her the one secret that Heart holds: the Dragon Gem. Quickly we can see that Namari's plan was to fool Raya into trusting her and showing her the gem, at which point Fang comes in and attempts to steal it. After a brief struggle, the gem is broken and the Drune reappear. The Drune ravage the land, leaving behind only those who can outrun them or who have a piece of the Dragon Gem to repel the Drune. One of these lucky survivors is Raya. Chief Benja, in an attempt to save his daughter, runs to the river, hands Raya a Dragon Gem, and throws her into the water where the Drune cannot follow. Raya, at the last second, sees her ba being turned to stone by the Drune as she falls helplessly into the river. Raya then spends the next 6 years with her pet Tuk Tuk, traveling to each end of the river in search of the dragon Sisu, which the Fang lore had told her was residing at one of the many ends of the river of Kumandra. Eventually, Raya finds Sisu, and together they go on a quest to reunite the 5 pieces of the Dragon Gem in an attempt to push back the Drune once again. Overall, this sounds great. So why then does the title of this video call out Raya as the villain of her own movie? Raya is, after all, the character that the movie is named after. And there's already an antagonist that's tricked her, right? Namari seems to fit perfectly into the mold of antagonist and therefore villain. But I think this is wrong. Namari loves the dragons, and upon seeing Sisu, immediately wants to reunite the dragon gems together to fix the issues that her and her clan have caused. It's Namari's mother, however, who makes the decision to attempt to kidnap Sisu and steal the dragon gem pieces against her daughter's wishes. So then Chief Verana, Namari's mother, is our main villain then, right? Well, I think that depends on how you describe a villain. If to you a villain is someone who wants to protect their people, preserve the dragons, and rid the world of the Drune, then yeah, Verana is definitely your villain. Oh, that's not what you would define a villain as? Well, let's try a different criteria then. How about someone who seeks a dragon to keep them hidden from everyone else, while they steal all of the gem pieces from all of the other tribes, regardless of the cost of stealing these gems that have been protecting these tribes from the Drune. And their attempt to reunite the gem pieces isn't to bring back everyone in Kumandra. It is to simply help a singular person. Their selfish goal is to help one person who is significant to them, regardless of the consequences of their actions. This person is untrusting, and that untrust leads to the death of one of their close friends whom they made during the movie, and then shifts the blame from themselves to someone else that they provoked. They also then go out and angrily seek revenge on this person. If that feels more like a villain to you, then great, we're on the same page. We have just described Raya as she moves throughout this movie. Even at the end of the movie, as the Drune are destroying Fang, Raya walks into Fang with only the intent to kill Namari. She doesn't care about helping the other citizens of Fang who are fleeing from the Drune, even though she has the ability to protect them, as she uses her dragon gem piece to repel the Drune away from herself. She doesn't care that, like her Ba, Chief Varana has now been turned to stone and Namari is mourning the loss of her mother. Her heart instead is set on revenge. By the end of the movie, Raya does get her redemption arc though. She is able to set aside her differences, set aside her hatred for Namari and her selfishness of only being concerned with saving her Ba, and allows Namari to reunite the pieces of the dragon gem. But even in this moment, she attempts to hold on to some semblance of power and control. She first asks all of her friends to trust her and give her their dragon gem pieces. She wants to be the hero so badly that she can't see that she has been the villain the entire time. In the end, she does make the selfless act to give up her gem piece to Namari and let the Drune take her, thus committing her redemption back into being the hero that the movie is named after. So what do you all think? Do you think that Raya fits the mold of villain, or do you think that somebody else in the movie fits the role? Do you think that Disney should start bringing back villains in the movie? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoy this video, we also do Encanto theories. I've done a ton of them. You can check here. I've done a video on whether or not Bruno's visions actually come true or whether or not he is actually a fraud. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like this video. And I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone.